In this video, we are going to look at all of the different options that you have when it comes to assessing discussions. So let's take a look at that. So again, we're going to go to discussions here. Notice we have a couple discussions already. So let's go into lesson 2 here. I mean, if you created a new topic, you could set the assessment there. We have this topic. I'm going to edit it. Either way, you can access the assessment options here. So you'll notice they look similar to the quizzes and the assignments. If you just want to simply have it out of a certain number of points, you can enter that here. But if you want to associate it with a grade item, you can either pick an existing grade item that you have or create a new one. Now, I don't have a grade item associated with this, so I'm going to create a new one. I'll just call it Lesson 2 Discussion. L2D for short. Category, let's make it communication. Maximum points, 10. Weight, the same. And the grade item, again, you can set availability here. So I'm going to save it. And there we go. So you can add a rubric of one you've already created, or you can create a rubric in a new window. Now, the new part is kind of down here. So just the difference here is that if someone creates a thread, they can also respond to people's responses, right? If I create a thread, then someone responds to me, and then I want to respond back. And that could be part of the assignment, right? It could be like create a thread and then have a discussion with someone about your idea. You can assess every single one of those posts. So you could either kind of give a grade on the thread as a whole, or you can assess every post that a student has in that thread. In the next video, I'll show you what that looks like. But there's some options when you do that. So let's say you're going to have one of those types of threads where you're going to assess each post by that student. Now, again, you're only assessing the posts of the student that created the thread, right? You're not assessing the posts of the other students who have come in to comment on that thread. So when you're assessing all the posts, you can calculate the mark in a number of ways. You can either calculate the mark as an average mark of all the post scores. You could take the maximum post score, minimum post score. You could take mode post score highest on multiple. And that simply means if there's 3 posts and they're all out of 10, and the one is 10 and there are 2 that are 9, the highest multiple is 9. The highest one where the mark occurs more than once is 9. So that's what it would get on that. Same for the mode post score lowest, except that's going with the lowest score that occurs more than once. Or you can do a sum of the post scores. But I'm just going to do an average post score here. And the other thing that you can do is if you don't grade a post score, you can have it set at 0, or you can just have it as no mark. So if you don't assess one of the posts, it could either automatically be 0, or you could just leave it as no mark, and that's not a part of the assessment. All right, so I'm going to do that where it's not 0, save and close, and now that's set up for assessment. And in the next video, I'll show you how to go through and actually assess someone's post.